his career, but he plays for a Nuggets team that will still have championship aspirations.
Holiday downstairs to Cornette. Derek White with the floater, and it falls. And 25. And they just ran into a Minnesota Timberwolves team that was on an absolute mission. Murray from the corner knocks it down.
A lot of teams, you can ask the Warriors about what that felt like, but for the Nuggets, they're relying a lot on what some of the youth looks like. 3 MVPs, 3 of the last 4. But he's been at that level of play, so how can the rest continue to match where he's at and play around?
There's no slowing down in Boston. The standard remains the same. They'd like to go back-to-back. Cutting in Porter, Michael Porter with
nuances of how to use his body, clearing up lanes. It's a fun part to watch about the Nuggets with their spacing.
Jaylen Brown answers right back.
They lost a lot of their higher volume three-point shooters in a KCP, in a Reggie Jackson, even Justin Holiday. So what Boston has been with guys playing, what those rotations look like, how quickly these coaches are going to get players in and out.
Welcome to Denver, Russell Westbrook.
We had already mentioned, Peyton Watson's guys that can get out and run. You won't see him here today, but how that looks like with the fit of some new players.
Derek White and Tatum. See the starters. Get about a quarter of action, not a little more. Jason Tatum, no rust.
He had in that area of efficiency from the three-point line, both in the postseason throughout the course of Olympic play.
Oh, stop and go. Derek White is...
Michael Malone, we saw Christian Brown starting, and that's the anticipated 5th starter with this group, but he had also mentioned Strother having an opportunity at that.
And one.
He had mentioned that the Celtics spent a lot of time without him last year.
Oh, a vicious rejection by Brown from behind.
Big time.
Now we're seeing Dario Saric show what he can bring Denver. Now Brown flying in! Jaylen Brown! Boston to start this quarter. Cornette, Peyton Pritchard, Jordan Walsh, Sam Hauser, Jaden Springer. There's Pritchard. Catch. Everybody in for Denver right now, all off the bench. Highlighted by Russell Westbrook. Strother. That's
three-point shooting with this lineup as well. You see it with some of these individuals.
Pritchard answers. Peyton Pritchard, sweat come off his face. He only knows one speed.
That's how I feel sitting next to you.
Got it. Thank you, Syracuse. Doc, I feel
got everything else to go along with it, and that's a missing piece.
Nice pass. That's Russ just cooking up dinner. Off to Chancho. As the starters, some of them are back in. Jokic. Turning. He switched hands and hit. Oh. He just finds new ways.
He got some tricks.
Yes. That nickname is perfect for him and always will be as Cornette. It's his 2nd bucket. He changed hands mid-air.
I don't know if he lost control of it or thought he was going to pass.
Or if that was by design, right. Aaron Gordon drills it. You bring up Christian Brown and his defense. He held Anthony Edwards to 33% as Pritchard hits it home in the Eastern Conference.
They got what they wanted. With some, obviously, there's some drawback.
Oh, put the oil in the pan for Peyton Pritchard. He is sizzling with 4 triples.
It has been. And these guys, there's always a ramp up here. You're stepping on the court, you're getting yourself ready. Again, it is preseason.
JT, Jason Tatum.
Obviously, Derek White coming over. Drew Holiday now in his 2nd year.
Christian Brown picked that off. Michael Porter Jr. with 2 hands. Comes up with it. Gordon backdoor to Brown. Christian Brown. Nice ditch from Gordon.
There are some players that can crack into that, and we've seen Xavier Tillman Sr. stepping in, playing that 5 spot.
Joker took a hit and the foul.
Those gaps. There's some variability of how Boston may want to play, and they've done some with a smaller lineup.
And there's JT. 2-for-1 opportunity here for Denver. Jokic hits.
That's tough. And Jaylen
absolutely special. Now here's Jokic on the timeout. Nikola Jokic has heated up in this second quarter.
His guys and seeing some new places or some new faces here, getting a little bit more run as I'm sure he tries to expand his rotation.
That shot is smooth.
Championship DJ, but he understands what the team needs, and I think he's really just kind of flawlessly fit into that because you know he's an all-star player, an all-NBA player, but knows how he fits best and what he adds and the value that he adds to this team. He had spent his first 3 years with Sacramento and a lot of time with
DeAndre Jordan flying in Abu Dhabi.
That could potentially fit into that role.
Porzingis telling Ramona Shelburne a couple of weeks ago that he's targeting December.
But his impact throughout the course of these next couple of weeks for a lot of these players and teams.
Russell Westbrook with a pair of triples.
In more balance across country by country and what that looked like.
Ooh, Sam Hauser. There's his shooting stroke. Nothing but
net. It is that, you know, all of these players understand just the responsibility that they have really taken and shared for the growth of the game.
Jordan Walsh catches
like the development that he can make, 3-and-D type player.
And again, Peyton Pritchard with his 5th.
And trust is a huge thing. You hear it used so often with players, with coaches, with staff. I mean, really the entirety of an organization. Just the difficulty of repeating is evident, and we've discussed that, but what does that look like, and how do you make sure to come back with that level of hunger and motivation? And it appears by all they will always say that and point to that. It's all about getting a championship.
Pritchard to beat the buzzer. Peyton Pritchard hit that from Boston.
Not necessarily, and I'm not certain with Denver and Boston being in Abu Dhabi, but the G League coaches and part of their staff, they're all in accord. He was not as effective in the volume there, but shot well when he had opportunities in his 8 games with Boston last year.
And the answer is good for Jalen Pickett.
How is this helping to develop you as the NBA player? We see that so often.
Julian Strother with 9 points in this game.
It was now Doc Rivers having a full preseason and training camp, and Dame and Giannis having a year together. A lot of questions for
Walsh. Jordan Walsh with 2 hands.
As follow-up and finish line.
Peterson with 2, the right hand, and that's what he did at the college level at a very
big in a lot of positions, but it gives you optionality.
Zeke Naji with the bucket. Walsh answers. Jordan Walsh's jump shot.
Very intriguing player, 26 years old from Ukraine. But a lot of NBA level talent. And with his size at 2'7", or 77. But yeah, but it'll be interesting to see kind of if there is some space for him.
Ooh, that's a nice give from Young. Long voyage.
That's had a couple days, though. I think a couple days to acclimate.
Peterson again!
But even his moments that he's had with the Celtics last season, again, very limited. He did just that.
The answer for Zeke Naji. I could get within 2 or 1. Trey Alexander rejected from behind. J.D. Davison said no. Davison alley-oop to Skapinsevu from the... T.J. Hall with the defense. Attacking and scoring is Naji. Peterson's had the hot hand. 5 on the timer. He's defended well by Alexander. Alexander willed the turnover. On the other end, Jameer Young. Nuggets lead.
Little things, attention to detail. Those are what the coaching staff is looking for.